Hi everybody, I'm Jerry Paul and I'm an indie author and welcome back to my channel. I write young adult fiction across a variety of genres, and if you think that might interest you, then think about subscribing below. I always get asked a lot about why I chose to become indie. I think I did a video about this before, and if so, I will link it up in the cards, but I thought that today I would talk about that choice in a little more depth. So number one, what made me choose indie? Way back when I first got published, there wasn't such a thing as KDP, Kindle Direct Publishing, and the like. There were no ebooks, and there certainly wasn't anything where Amazon would print paperbacks on demand. In the before times of 2005, I had two choices. I could query and the like, or I could go with a vanity press to do the publication of my work. If you haven't guessed, I went for the latter choice. It's something I regret, not the indie path, but the fact that I used a vanity press. At the time, I saw it as my only chance to get a book published, and for a long time it was that. My debut came out on August 10th, 2005, and then I didn't have the funds or time to publish again until KDP and such came along in 2011. I could have chosen to query before then, but I didn't really think I could manage to cope with the deadlines and the time it took to get a book done. You have to remember that back then there was barely any social media. I didn't have Twitter to guide me. That was in its infancy, and while these all sound like a bunch of excuses, they're also very much the way things were at the time. I was very sick, I was struggling to manage the smallest thing, and I was in and out of hospital like clockwork. Being honest, I thought I wasn't going to make it long enough to see my book published, and so that had a massive effect on the route that I chose then. Of course, things changed, and here I am, still doing the indie route, but I do not regret that in the slightest, like not even a tiny bit. I chose indie for the freedom and the control, and I've not looked back since. Number two, do I regret choosing indie? This is an easy one. No, I don't regret choosing to be an indie author. There are things I wish I could change about it. I wish I had more skill and energy and the like when it came to marketing. I wish I had more money to pour into those avenues. I wish I was able to reach more readers and the like. I wish my releases were bigger and better than they are. But all these are things that happen because I personally haven't done things right. The marketing, the money aspect, the reaching more readers, and the releases being bigger and better, those are all things within my control. And all of it would be the same if I'd gone traditional pub. My regrets are personal, based on the decisions I made that I should have put more thought into. None of it is down to the path I chose, but the choices that I made after that. Number three, would I ever go traditional publishing? I honestly don't know. Right now the answer is probably not, but there is nothing stopping me from one day choosing to query all the way. There's nothing wrong with being a hybrid author, nothing wrong with being solely a trad pub author either, but the way things are for me personally, my health being so difficult to control and the like, I don't think I would do well in a trad pub situation. But never say never, you don't know what lies in the future. Number four, should X writer go indie? I get asked this one a lot and my answer is always the same. It is a very personal choice, and it's something where no one else can make that decision for you. Being indie is hard work, it's wearing a lot of different hats, and you need to go into it with your eyes wide open. That's not to say that trad pub is easy, it's not. Both paths are hard for similar and also different reasons. When it comes to the decision to publish a book, it's one that only you can make. You're the one who knows your story, your circumstances, and your life best, and you're the one who will ultimately have to do all the work. So it's something where you personally have to weigh up your choices. I don't mean don't talk to other authors on both sides, but the final decision has to be made by you and you alone. Whatever your choice you make, you will have the support of everyone who matters. There shouldn't be this big divide between trad and indie, and it kind of makes me wonder why. Both are hard work, both do a lot of the legwork themselves, and both are valid at the end of the day, so keep that in mind and keep moving forward. So yeah, that's basically what I get asked a lot about being an indie author and what I think about the process. I had my reasons for choosing indie, I've had my reasons for staying indie, but everybody has to make that choice themselves and everybody has to weigh up their own choices, and there's no less valid path. So why did you choose to go the publishing path you did? Let me know in the comments down below. So that's what I've got time for today. If you want to support my channel, you can comment, like, or subscribe. I post new videos on Thursdays. You can find me all over social media, and my books are available everywhere, and you can also sign up for my newsletter. And don't forget to pick up Cramping Chronicles: The Second Pang, which is the second in a Young Urban Fantasy series. And also don't forget to grab a ticket for Author City in Birmingham in July 2023, where I'll be signing books. All the links for which are listed below. Thanks for watching, and remember to keep writing. Bye!